This is our trifold sofa on our passenger side slide, and we are removing it so that we can put new recliners in that we just bought. And so we're shooting video here to show you how to remove these once we figure it out.
Okay, so it's a very heavy unit. It's too wide to go out the door, so we're taking it apart. Only one of the legs was attached to the floor. Back there was an L bracket on the bottom of the leg and a very small screw into the floor. So I've taken that out. The unit is now loose in here. What I'm going to try to do, there is, where this folds, there's a little pin there, and there's a little pin on the other side. And I think if I pull those pins, I'll be able to take this part off. And this is what's really heavy because this is what folds out. And then I think if this part comes off, we will have two pieces. We'll have this part, and we'll have the U-shaped back and arms. And I think the U-shaped thing can go out by itself. I don't want to try to take the arms off because I can't really see how. There's some screws here, but it may take more than that. So I'm going to try to just separate it with the pins here and see if we get two parts. So
this is the pin that he's removing. There was one on each side. So conceivably we should be able to separate these.
We'll see.
And this is the screw that was holding it to the floor.
The only one of these that was screwed into the floor was the one on this side. There was one little screw. There was no screw into the floor on that side.
But there was.
It was intended to have a screw.
Yeah, it was intended to have one.
It may have popped off at some point.
This piece is fairly light. I just tried to lift it myself, so that's good. These are the back cushions, which just Velcroed on there. And it wasn't very comfortable to sit on because they don't have a lot of padding in them, so they collapse real easily. And we didn't really need a sofa sleeper because we already have this one, which is the same thing, only 67 inches instead of 60. And generally, only our grandchildren stay with us, so when you have a bunkhouse, you don't really need that much. Okay, this is hopefully going to go around the corner. And that's the space we were working with for the recliners. And of all places to put a plug, we couldn't figure out if there was even a plug back here before until we took the back off of the sofa sleeper before. And that's the only plug on this slide out.
Okay, so the tag shows this was made by Lippert Interiors, South Bend, Indiana. It was constructed in China.
And it's
the fabric is seaport linen.
It's supposed to be a part of the Millersburg collection, so evidently the same people make Thomas Paine, Stacy Stewart, Kathy Ireland, and this Millersburg collection. And it came apart in 3 pieces. This one, and then the 2 cushions inside. These are the 2 recliners to hook together. And that's what we're going to replace it with. Color's not quite what our dinette is, but it's close enough. And these were pretty comfortable to sit in on the showroom floor. That piece of trim, which goes from the plug to the back of the dinette, was not attached. So he's getting some nails now to attach it. PDI, people, PDI.
Okay, this is where you're looking at the left-hand side as you face the furniture. This is where it clips onto the other one. And you can get it with a console in the middle. We didn't get it with that.
We don't have enough room.
We don't have enough room for it. The back does come off like a typical recliner. There's pins there and you can lift it off, but the pins are on there pretty tight. I don't think I need to do that. I think I can get it in place just like this. The trick is going to be on the inside, making sure that we have them both set down in there right, so they won't separate. I don't think we need to screw this into the floor or bolt it into the floor or anything like that, because I don't think it's going to go
No, when
anywhere.
we had those recliners in our Coachman Northridge, they were not bolted in, and neither were couches that we've had
And this slide
in
out,
previous models.
when the slide out goes in, there's no room for you can't even walk past
Yeah, it's
it.
right up against the
So,
fireplace.
Hey, you stay where you're supposed to be. You don't need to be out here. There's nothing for you to supervise. You just stay in there.
She's very confused about what's going on.
Yeah. Okay.
The true test is whether or not it's going to turn the corner here. He's got it. It went through the door okay, so we're going to hope that it can make the corner here where the bathroom door and the fireplace are. Yep, that worked. Okay, the first one is in, and we got plenty of room for the second one. There's supposed to be about 58.5 inches, and the space here is 60 inches. Okay, we're gonna get the second one in. This is the right-hand side, or left, is this left-hand side, isn't it?
This probably only weighs about 50 or 60 pounds. It's not very heavy at all.
Yeah, they're pretty lightweight.
And it's small enough that it's not awkward.
Your only problem is gonna be not tripping on that thing. Conceivably, this should be able to turn because the other one came in.
So this one will too.
The only problem is this Moride steps. Wonder if anybody else has problems with that thing clanging around a lot when you're walking by it.
All you gotta do is touch it.
You don't even have to touch it. The floor, if you vibrate the floor, it clangs. We're not really big fans of that kind of a step, but it came on the trailer. And it's better than the flip down steps we had on our last model. Okay, they both fit back here with plenty of room to spare. All he's got to do is clip them together and then clean them up a little. These pull out this way. They're wall hugger because we don't have a lot of depth back there, and then cup holders are nice. We didn't have that before.
Okay. I do like on this one, the handles stick up above the cushion. We looked at one Sunday where the handle was down in there and you had to reach down in to find it. But these look good.
And the other one didn't have cup holders. I think this is the same Kathy Ireland brand, just a different. They didn't have these in the other Camping World.
Okay, so if you're a furniture store salesperson, you could probably argue that this is too small for a guy of my height, but that's all
Well,
right.
you'll probably never sit with it reclined anyway.
Yeah, I don't think I'd recline fully anyway, but this is good. How do we look in the back here? Are we touching the wall?
No.
Yeah.
You could probably push them back a little
Because
if
it
you wanted.
goes
Yeah,
in there like
it's a
that.
wall hugger.
Yeah,
or a
even
pushback,
Now
whatever
I'm
you
at
wanna
the
call
fully
it.
extended position. And I don't think it's touching the wall.
No. Oh, yeah, a little bit. Yeah, it is. You might- So probably
So-
wouldn't want to go all the way out.
But no, and you push it in to get it to stay in. So even just sitting like this, it's more comfortable than the other one. So I'm
Yeah.
good with that.
The backing on the other one, those cushions there had no support at all. So this is a lot better because this is all one unit and it doesn't have Velcro to attach it to the back like the other one does. So.
Yeah.
These were the back cushions for the other one. They just attached, there was Velcro on the back side, but they just don't have a lot of back support. One of them, I guess the one I sit on all the time, was starting to sag in the lower back area, so I don't think they expect you to be living in these things using the furniture all the time. Now if I could just do something different with that, but since there's storage underneath the back part there, probably going to have to live with it. We are going to look at replacing the table though, because this is tape, because this material is peeling off and it's real sharp, so he put tape on there. I do want to add that we went through Flagstaff, that's the brand of our trailer, to see about getting recliners, and they quoted us about $1,700, which included shipping. You had to buy 3 pieces, the left and the right, and there was a little removable cup holder thing that went between the two, and they told us it would probably take us about 6 weeks to even get it. And so this is a lot cheaper deal. We paid $670 for this. We got a couple of discounts because we have Good Sam's membership at Camping World, and we had a Camping World coupon. But I think this works out really well. It'll be a lot easier now when we need to access that plug back there. But hopefully, if you're owning a Flagstaff or a Rockwood and you're watching this, you'll be able to find something. I would try Camping World. I know this isn't Rec Pro, which people have told me is not a good brand. It's the Kathy Ireland, I believe, because that was the other piece that we were looking at. And so try Camping World. They're got a lot of these on clearance. This one was on clearance. It was $100 off each piece.